Kevin's departure at this point really affected parts of the build because, you know, we really relied on him for certain things at certain times, and it ended up just me and Scott doing the service, doing this build, and, you know, we're feeling a lot of pressure from Dave Beckage, so, you know, it definitely affected the build in a couple different manners and different issues in the shop.
I got the starter relay clicking, but it's not starting the bike. Here, just click.
Which two? Is it the first two? How'd you end up doing it? Why is that dimming?
I have no f***ing idea. Plugged everything in and everything's wired up. I went over it with the guy. We went from high to high beam, and what it's doing is it's causing a draw somewhere. And as far as the wiring of the bike, there's nothing grounded out or anything like that, and we're trying to basically just double check all the wires before we plug in the new one and make sure everything's right. Now, according to the owner of this grip that made this, I explained to him everything that got wired in, and we just tried the new one quick and it's still dimming the light, so I just want to quadruple check what I wired to see what's going on. But what had happened here is that obviously a short or something's back feeding, and I believe these modules are really touchy, so if there's any kind of draw, actually if you have any more than 55 watts of draw, it'll smoke it. So that's what it did. So we're back to the drawing board with this fandangled new technology.
Basically right now I just called Dave Beckage, who is the customer, and he's not real happy right now because we're a little bit behind on this build, but you know, being a custom build, that's just the way it is. I mean, you run into problems, you know, here and there. We're having a back feeding problem on the wiring. We don't know if it's the module or just something that, you know, wiring it straight through that we're having a problem with, but you know, it just takes time and we want to have it right.
Coming in today, kind of overwhelming anticipation of seeing this thing, and I guess they're just wrapping it up. I've kind of lost their words, you know. I just want to get it on the road.
You know how many more gray hair I have right now? Huh? Do you understand that? I have a couple, 2-3 more gray hairs right now. The guy's directions are pretty vague on this thing, and the way he made it sound is you control everything through it. Now it's just the switching, which this is a Badlands module that will take a single wire. Are you taping me? This is a module that will actually take one single element wire or bulb or light, and we'll turn it into a running light and a turn signal and a brake light. And it also knows how to separate it from brake to turn, from left to right, and it'll run clearance. It's a pretty wild unit. We're under the understanding that the grip is supposed to have this in with it, but it doesn't. And you know, we find that out after the fact. So now I gotta wire this in and find a hiding spot for it, which I have no idea where I'm gonna hide it. So basically rewire the whole thing because we were told that the grip is supposed to control all this, and it only controls about half of it. It controls the switching. So, you know, the new and improved stuff is neat. It's cool looking, but it's not very mechanic friendly.
Yeah, wait. Oh, do you have George's number?
Guess
right,
what?
I have it. I'll give him a call.
Just don't have the plug in.
Okay, bye.
Oh, God, today I just want to go home.
Where's your finger?
In the plug.
Yeah, but where? Never put the 5th bolt in, did you? Thought you were putting a bolt in the shim in the other day.
No, that's fine then.
Why'd you put? The 5th bolt needs to be in because it goes into the case.
Do we have it? Can I have it? Please? So what's that?
As soon as I get it, they're putting oil in and stuff. As soon as I get that to start with this grip. It turns to.
It starts with it.
Oh, it'll fire right. It's right.
I'm saying it's stupid.
It's neat, but it's new too.
Well, the way you should advertise it, like it's gonna
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and it's like every time I talk to him, he's like, oh, okay, like exactly. And I'm like, well, why didn't you tell us this stuff beforehand? And that way I could have got the red module and I could have got the bad, you know, I had to undo all the wiring and redo it because I put the Badlands in.